At the time of recording, it is Saturday 14th of December 2024. We have approximately 15 or 16 more days left of the year before 2025 comes along and either curses us or blesses us with a new Assassin's Creed game. And I want to kind of look back at the entire year and talk through a few of the things that have made 2024 a weird year for Assassin's Creed. Now, the most obvious one is that Assassin's Creed Shadows was delayed. We all thought that by now we'd be beating and talking about Shadows, discussing the narrative, the stealth, the combat, and figuring out whether we liked the game, whether we're excited for the post-launch content, whether Ubisoft Quebec was able to make an actually good Assassin's Creed game, and if we're confident about the future of Assassin's Creed. Because bear in mind, for those who don't know, Assassin's Creed Shadows isn't just a new setting, new protagonists, and a new kind of game. It's also the launch of Assassin's Creed Infinity, this kind of like live hub on which all of the Assassin's Creed games are going to live. And instead of playing that game, instead of having that reality, Assassin's Creed Shadows was delayed until February 14th of 2025. Now, for Ubisoft to make a decision like this, there has to be something that has gone clearly wrong with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Hoping for the best, it might just be that it wasn't ready and they made the right choice to keep working on the game behind the scenes and making sure that it's polished. And I choose to believe that just because even though I don't like the creative direction of Ubisoft Quebec, I do think that they take care of their games and make sure that it's always in a polished state. But Ubisoft as a whole in 2024 has been really struggling. Star Wars Outlaws came out and didn't sell as well as they wanted it to. They've been receiving a lot of backlash for a lot of their games. I think they released like an NFT game in 2024, and Ubisoft is now in danger of being sold to a bigger company, putting Assassin's Creed and its future in much more doubt than it already is. Now, another thing that I think has been weird about 2024 is that Shadows feels like the first game where everyone's kind of a little bit tired and not that hyped about this game. I remember even Valhalla, that came after Odyssey, still had a lot of people giving it the benefit of the doubt and kind of being secretly excited for it or cautiously optimistic. I feel like AC Shadows hasn't received the marketing that it deserves. I don't think that they've had a marketing campaign that has convinced that many people that this is going to be a good game. And obviously there's been so much surrounding controversy about this game that I'm curious as to how much it's going to sell when it comes out in February. But this isn't the only thing that's made 2024 a weird year for Assassin's Creed. Because if you don't remember, Assassin's Creed Mirage came out exactly 1 year and 2 months ago. And something that has struck me a lot about that game and the way that it's been received about the community is that it's barely spoken about. It feels like people have forgotten Assassin's Creed Mirage already. And this isn't something that's happened before, really. Now, when we look back at all the other Assassin's Creed releases, when was the last time that a game that came out, which was, 20 hours long, an actual Assassin's Creed experience, it wasn't like a side-scroller game or some sort of comic book or any sort of side media, a proper Assassin's Creed game that came out that got forgotten so quickly after release. I feel like even when Assassin's Creed used to be a franchise that released yearly installments, that meant that every year there was a new Assassin's Creed game, we would still speak about the games that came before. If Unity came out, it wouldn't mean that we would stop talking about Black Flag or stop playing Black Flag. If Assassin's Creed 3 came out, it wouldn't mean that we stopped talking about Assassin's Creed 2. And before you say anything, I don't think it's because it's a bad game, because I do think that Mirage is a very good game. I think Basim is a great protagonist and a memorable protagonist. I think that the gameplay and the mission design in Assassin's Creed Mirage is extremely well made, and I think that for all intents and purposes, it's better than Assassin's Creed Valhalla and than Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So why is it that even the people who loved it, like me, don't really spend that much time playing it, watching it, or talking about it? I've seen a lot of the retrospectives that people have made and reviews, and they get a decent amount of views, but nowhere near the views and conversation that you have around some of these games that somehow have become immortal in our consciousness, like AC Unity or AC Origins. I think that 2024 has just been almost an unfortunate year for Assassin's Creed, because there hasn't been this new flagship entry that we were hoping for in Assassin's Creed Shadows. There hasn't been much good news or good marketing, and the game that we had just before has kind of faded into obscurity in a weird and kind of unceremonious way. I remember when Assassin's Creed Mirage came out towards the end of 2023, everyone in the community was kind of showing love to the studio, showing love to the game, and kind of sharing how much they wanted more of these games. But I feel like we've all gotten tired of that now. We've kind of stopped that conversation and let it die. And over 2024, nothing has made us excited about the future of Assassin's Creed. I don't know if this lack of excitement comes from being tired about Ubisoft's antics, or more from the uncertainty of the franchise's future. I still don't have a clear idea of what Assassin's Creed Shadows is about, or what the gameplay is going to feel like. I don't have any idea of what AC Infinity is going to look like, what the post-launch is going to look like, what the modern day story is going to be, if Ubisoft is going to be sold and Assassin's Creed is going to change completely. I don't know if the release schedule of having a game every year is still going to happen, which means we'll get an Assassin's Creed in February and then we'll get another one in October. I don't know anything, and I think that uncertainty makes everyone have less confidence in this franchise. And a question that I have is, in this culture of moments, in this culture of short attention spans, in this culture of liking Assassin's Creed Mirage and then forgetting about it like it never happened, how long will we talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows? Will 2025 be a year where we all get obsessed with Assassin's Creed again and start talking about it and making videos and theories and breaking down parts of the story, parts of the modern day, getting attached to new characters and being excited for the future? Or honestly, I wouldn't even mind us talking about how much we hate it. If we went back to the AC Odyssey days where we actually had a conversation about what we didn't want in Assassin's Creed, at least we'd be talking about it. But I feel like no one's really spent the time breaking down Mirage the way it deserves. I feel like no one spent the time breaking down Shadows the way it deserves. I think we're all just stuck in this limbo, not really knowing what this franchise is, whether we're fans of it, and what it's going to be in the future. So I guess 2024 for me, overall, and I'm very curious to hear in the comments how 2024 has turned out for you in terms of Assassin's Creed, in terms of the games you've played, the games you've revisited, the things that you've gotten obsessed with, or if you've kind of just let Assassin's Creed go in the back burner for a while. But for me, 2024 has been a weird year for Assassin's Creed because it's felt like a turning point with no actual Assassin's Creed entry. Like a change in the franchise without a pivotal moment or release marking that change. Somehow I feel that 2025 is going to be a year that's very different for Assassin's Creed and for Ubisoft. For better or for worse, I think that the franchise we knew before with single installments and limited post-launch plans is going to be replaced with an endless machine of content, and us as fans have to decide how we want to interact with that. As much as I love this franchise and I'm going to play Assassin's Creed Shadows and probably every Assassin's Creed they ever release unless they change it drastically, I know that I don't want to feed into the Ubisoft content machine, and that I want to make sure that every time I play Assassin's Creed, I am having a fun time reenacting the Assassin fantasy that I love so much. I don't think ever again we're going to have a lack of Assassin's Creed content. And that might sound like a good thing if you're someone who hates waiting for the new Assassin's Creed game, especially the new big Assassin's Creed installment like Valhalla to Shadows has been like 4 years. But it kind of raises another problem, another issue that we have to handle that 2024 has given me the space to realize, which is that now that we're never going to have to wait for Assassin's Creed again, because while we get new installments, we'll still get updates for Shadows, and then Assassin's Creed Hexa will come out, and then Assassin's Creed Invictus will come out, and there's just going to be constant content for Assassin's Creed. Do we just kind of devour everything the way we devoured Mirage and never talk about it again? Or should we select, and when I say we, I'm really talking about me, should I select specific Assassin's Creed pieces that I think are the highest quality, that I think are the ones that understand the franchise the most, and commit to talking about that, to playing that, and to really enjoying it, giving up eventual content because we'll probably never have time to experience it all. I think that 2024 was a weird year for Assassin's Creed because it felt like the last year of the old Assassin's Creed. I don't mean the old style of games, I don't mean the old style of release schedules. I know Assassin's Creed has evolved through a lot of things, but I mean feeling like there's a finite content of Assassin's Creed and feeling like there is going to be a wait for new Assassin's Creed. Now it feels like there's constantly going to be something new all the time, and it's going to change the nature of this franchise in a fundamental way. But anyways, I just kind of wanted to share my thoughts because the year is coming to an end. It's been a wonderful year for the channel, so thank you to everyone who subscribed. And please let me know in the comments how 2024 was for you personally and as an Assassin's Creed fan. Now, if you want me to talk about an Assassin's Creed game that we'll probably never get, but I think would be really cool, which is a modern day Assassin's Creed game and why I think it would work, you could watch this video now.